Chapter 6, more on future value and present value. In the previous chapter, chapter 5, what we were doing was working with a single cash flow. We would be interested in finding its future value or its present value, and also some other additional things like the number of years or the interest rate. In chapter 6, we are going to be doing essentially exactly the same calculations, finding the future value, the present value, as well as the dollar amount of the cash flow and the interest rate, except we will be working with many cash flows. And then later in the chapter, we will introduce special cases in which cash flows are identical rather than different values. Let's start with this example. You deposit $500 in a bank today and $600 in 1 year into the same bank account. The bank pays a 9% interest annually to its depositors. Question: how much will you have in 2 years in your bank account? What's going on here is that we no longer have a single cash flow for which we need to find the future value. We have two cash flows. We have $500 deposited now and $600 deposited in 1 year. And we need to find their combined future value 2 years from today. The way we would solve something like this is break it into individual cash flows. First, find the future value of the first cash flow, $500 deposited now. What will its future value be after 2 years? If you use the formula for future value from chapter 5, you would do 500 multiplied by, open parenthesis, 1 plus 0.09, close parenthesis, raised to the second power. That would give you $594.05. And you can also do it in the financial calculator if you use 500, set it to negative, save as PV, then 9 for IY, 2 for N, and compute FV. Then separately you will do a similar thing for your second cash flow, $600 deposited in 1 year. What is its future value? First, notice that we can no longer use the future value after 2 years, like we did for $500 deposited today. We have to use 1 year for the correct number of time periods. That's because the number of time periods, what it really means is over how many years your money will be earning interest and growing. For $600, there's only 1 year for that. And so using the formula for future value, we would do 600 multiplied by, open parenthesis, 1 plus 0.09, close parenthesis, which would give us $654. Or in the financial calculator, in no particular order, you enter the present value, the interest rate, and the number of years. For example, you can do 600, change it to negative, PV, then 9, IY, then 1, N, and then compute FV. Once you've done future values for your individual cash flows, then you simply combine them. You find the total future value. You combine $594.05 and $654. And the answer to this problem is, at the end of 2 years, you will have a total of $1,248.05. That's from 2 deposits made at different points of time. To summarize, in the financial calculator or using the future value formula, you find individual future values, 1 cash flow at a time, and then you add up the individual future values. Unfortunately, you cannot solve something like this in one step.